Welcome to your daily stock market summary from MarketSnap. Hey everyone, I'm thrilled to be back with you to break down the action in the markets today. We've got a packed session with some intriguing moves across the board, from mixed signals in the major indexes to standout performances in large-cap stocks, plus key earnings updates and sector trends. So let's dive right in and see what's shaping the financial landscape for us long-term investors, while also keeping an eye on those short and medium-term waves. First up, let's talk about the major indexes and how they're setting the tone. The Dow Jones powered ahead with a solid gain of nearly 1%, showing strength in traditional sectors. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 edged up a modest 0.3%, hovering near record levels as investors weigh mixed economic signals. The Nasdaq, however, only managed a slight bump of 0.17%, dragged by some weakness in tech-heavy names. And for those tracking smaller caps, the Russell 2000 stole the show with a nearly 2% surge, hinting at renewed interest in riskier plays. Overall, it's a market showing resilience despite some headwinds, which is a good sign for us long-term folks looking for stability amidst volatility. Now let's zoom in on some big movers among large-cap stocks. On the winning side, Marvell Technology jumped almost 8% after smashing earnings expectations, fueled by strong AI and data center demand, a clear signal of where growth is headed. Tesla also charged up over 4%, continuing to ride investor optimism around innovation and market share. Vertex Pharmaceuticals soared nearly 7%, buoyed by positive developments in its pipeline. These gains highlight pockets of strength in tech and healthcare, sectors worth watching for long-term portfolio growth, even if short-term fluctuations might test our patience. On the flip side, we've got some notable decliners. Netflix took a hit, dropping almost 5% after news of a significant insider sell-off raised eyebrows. Microsoft slipped 2.5%, weighed down by reported concerns over AI sales quotas, though some analysts see this as a buying opportunity. Spotify also dipped over 3%, reflecting broader tech sector pressures today. For long-term investors, these dips could be entry points, but in the near term, they remind us to stay vigilant about market sentiment shifts. Looking at the market movers driving volume, Nvidia remains a focal point despite a slight 1% dip as chatter around competition in AI chips heats up. Tesla, on the other hand, saw heavy trading with that 4% gain, showing strong investor interest. Intel edged up slightly with high activity, possibly tied to its recent rally. These names are shaping market narratives, and for us long-term players, they're core holdings to monitor as tech continues to define future growth, though short-term volatility is always part of the ride. Speaking of volume, the most active stocks today reinforce tech's dominance. Nvidia and Tesla led the pack with massive trading activity, underscoring their influence on market direction. Intel also saw significant volume, reflecting ongoing interest in semiconductor plays. These high-volume movers often signal where the market's attention lies, and for us building wealth over decades, they're a reminder to stay engaged with sector leaders, even as day-to-day noise plays out. Turning to earnings, it's a busy week with some heavy hitters reporting. Dollar Tree delivered a strong quarter today, beating expectations with a 4.2% rise in comparable sales, lifting their full-year outlook, a positive sign for retail resilience. Marvell Technology also impressed with upbeat results and a bold forecast of reaching $10 billion in revenue next year, driven by AI demand. Upcoming reports include Salesforce, set to drop numbers after hours, with traders expecting a significant move, and Ulta Beauty later this week, which could provide insight into consumer spending trends. For long-term investors, these reports offer a glimpse into sector health and potential portfolio adjustments, even if we're not chasing every quarterly swing.
Get exclusive AI summaries of every earnings call. No more reading hours of transcripts. Access revenue segmentation, 5-year analyst estimates, SWOT analyses, and full financial statements. Plus track upcoming earnings, dividends, and market events with MarketSnap's calendar app. Create a free account at MarketSnap.com.
Let's take a quick look at the top performers over the past week among large caps. MongoDB surged over 21%, riding high on strong quarterly results and cloud demand. Intel climbed 16%, continuing its recovery with investor confidence in chips. Credo Technology also impressed with a 12.5% gain, tied to tech momentum. These weekly winners highlight areas of strength for long-term growth, especially in tech, though near-term pullbacks could always offer better entry points. On the other end, Symbotic took a brutal 20% hit over the week, reflecting concerns over valuation after a sharp run-up. SanDisk dropped nearly 9%, caught in broader tech weakness. Celestica also fell over 8%, showing how quickly sentiment can shift. For us focused on the long game, these declines might signal opportunities if fundamentals remain intact, but short-term caution is warranted. Shifting to sector performance over the past week, technology managed a 1% gain, holding up despite some big-name stumbles, thanks to AI-driven optimism. Industrials edged up 0.5%, showing quiet strength. Meanwhile, healthcare lagged significantly, down 1.6%, pressured by broader market dynamics and specific company setbacks. These sector moves are worth noting for long-term allocation strategies, though week-to-week shifts shouldn't derail our bigger plans. On the underperforming side, alongside healthcare, energy slipped 0.5%, reflecting oil price uncertainty, and real estate dipped 0.45%, likely tied to interest rate sensitivity. Utilities also fell 0.3%, showing some defensive weakness. For us building wealth over time, these sectors might offer contrarian plays if macro conditions shift, but near-term headwinds could persist. Finally, a quick dive into some company-specific news shaping narratives. Chevron is making headlines with early talks for oil and gas exploration in Syria, a bold move to expand its global footprint. Amazon stock took a hit with a 9% drop over the past month, but its new Trainium 3 AI chip is stirring excitement as a potential NVIDIA challenger. Netflix faced pressure after a massive insider sell-off by co-founder Reed Hastings, trimming his stake by 99%. These stories remind us that beyond daily price action, strategic moves and insider signals can impact our long-term holdings, so staying informed is key.
MarketSnap brings everything long-term investors use daily into one clean, fast platform. Explore stock financials, SWOT analysis, valuation ratios, 5-year analyst estimates, and our intrinsic value calculator, built with real fundamentals, not hype. All in a layout that's simple to read and ridiculously fast to navigate. And when you want to talk investing, join Nexus, our community where investors share valuations, posts, and stock discussions, all connected directly to the data. Use our Stock's Intrinsic Value Calculator to run and save real valuations with no spreadsheets. Share your analysis and valuations with others in the Nexus community. Get daily market summaries in video, audio, and article formats. Track the market with our earnings, dividend, and economics calendar. Our homepage gives you a real-time market overview with interactive heat maps, top market movers, and major index performance at a glance. Track daily performances, discover the most active stocks, and analyze performance across different timeframes, from weekly to yearly trends, and see which industries are leading or lagging. It's free to create an account, with optional access to premium forward-looking data. Try it now at MarketSnap.com and invest with clarity, not noise. That's a wrap for today's stock market summary from MarketSnap. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to stick with us for daily updates and deep dive SWOT analyses to keep your investment strategy sharp. Whether you're navigating short-term turbulence or building wealth for the long haul, we've got the insights to help. See you tomorrow.